Follow the thread further into the darkness, or attempt to cut it and return to the light. Do I actually make the choice? Alright, so between, like, I kind of wish that I could save the game at this point, just so I could see both endings, because I assume we're nearing the ending here. But I think that the right choice is Kamakura. Like, it sucks, it really sucks that Kazuki's dead, and I do wish that, you know, I could do something to revert that. But I don't think the cost would be worth it, you know? Yeah, with how much I've suffered, with how much Rain has suffered, with how much all those people at the cult suffered, all the people clear in the past suffered, how it is affecting people even without their knowledge, that kind of thing. I just think that the mask itself is too much of a risk. I think that Shinjuku is just more selfish an option. So as much as I'd like to see Kazuki again, you know, I can't do that and put, you know, so many other people's lives below my own, basically. Like, I think I need to go and destroy it. So here we go. It feels strange to be back on these streets, knowing everything I do now. Ancient cults, a troubled family, and a girl named Reina, all united by the history of death and suffering caused by a simple object. All that meaningless death of innocent people, and for what? To protect mankind? To make us better? Don't make me laugh. No more. I've gone down this rabbit hole far enough. I refuse to be a slave to the mask any longer. I'll destroy it. Turn it back to ashes and do the world a favor. My final defiant act as reality breaks apart at the seams. The Kawanas are waiting at the shrine. They know as well as I do the torment the mask brings with it. Let's hope the old woman can do what she says she can. Let's hope. Let's hope indeed. Don't do this, mask. Does it have teeth? Well, it looked for a moment like it did, and that was frightening. Not again. I won't let you control me. Why now? Is it trying to stop me? Yeah, from destroying it? Of course. This mask, born out of death and suffering, shouldn't be in this world. Maybe those people were trying to restore things. Why am I thinking about that? I have to keep moving. What is this feeling? Fear? I'm afraid to go forward. I have to go back. I can't move. Death, everything about this place feels like death. What if I'm wrong? Kazuki, Reina? They could still be down there. That's what it wants. It's why I need to destroy it. Or, that's what it wants, yeah. But, oh god, what will happen? Why is it pleading with me? All those lives trapped in the mask want to be free, don't they? Then why? I could still turn back. Now's my last chance. I'm so confused. What do I do? So leave comment. No, I feel like I'm making my decision. This playthrough, I'm gonna destroy the mask. I don't trust it. I think it's feeding me lies. Huh? Ito? So you came after all? Yes, of course she did. She knew it was the right thing to do. You brought something, didn't you, from the compound? I did. I found an old wooden amulet. You were right, the darkness I felt there was the same. Seriously? Wait, this is actually real? When I was there, I saw visions from the past of people who are gone now. I know about the ritual Tokimasa tricked them into performing. How could you have let it happen? She was just a girl. There's no answer I can give that would satisfy you. No answer? Is that the best you can do? That's why you fled, isn't it? You knew all about Tokimasa's ritual and what would happen to everyone who was left behind, yet you took Mai and Takashi and ran and did nothing to stop it. Stop it? What would have changed? Emiko knew what staying meant for her children as well as I did. She was willing to die, however. She was willing to die however Tokimasa told her to. I couldn't persuade my own daughter to save herself. You think I didn't try? The police never would have believed an old woman talking about ancient rituals. I had no choice. They were monsters. They weren't monsters, they were lost, looking for answers in a world that had none for them. Much like you, like us. In my years with the mask, I could hear them sometimes in the darkness, along with voices I did not recognize. I always thought they were vengeful, restless, punishing me for my sins. Once we purify the mask, perhaps they will forgive us. Did you find the girl who's chasing you? This Reina? Did you ask her forgiveness? Forgiveness? I'm not sure if that's possible anymore. After everything that girl went through, all of her self-hatred and her sorrow are part of the mask now. Ah. I felt it all at the shrine the day I shot her. Do you think that this will put a stop to all of it? The whispers, Reina, all of the strange things we've seen? Atonement is a journey, one that expands past our time on this earth. It will at least allow us to take the first step to righting our own sins. Our sins, huh? Hold on! I've only ever done good luck rituals and harmless little blessings. This is different. I thought your grandma said you've been doing like exorcisms and stuff. Grandma, this is real. I don't know if I can do this. Mai, calm yourself. A ritual has meaning in its very act. It is the God's way of preparing us for the true test. You are a pure child, and combined with your will, the ritual will gain power. It will work. It must. Why me? Because you are not corrupted by it. Well, by the mask? Only you can. You can bring your mother peace. Please, Mai, you have to try. I know you think it's crazy, but this mask has caused a lot of people to suffer. It doesn't matter if you believe us. Just do it knowing that it will help me and your grandma move on. You haven't seen what we've seen, so I don't blame you for being skeptical, but you can believe in helping us, right? I just want this all to end. Me too. Every day it's been harder to keep things straight, and I think this mask is partly to blame. It's silly. I'm not religious, never have been. But I want this all to stop, to be normal again. I want to believe that it will work, and in you. So please, I'm begging you to try. Okay. Thank you, Mai. Mai, are you ready? I just need a moment to prepare. What if we're wrong? What do you mean? What if the mask isn't the problem? What if we're making it worse? An old man told me that the mask didn't create the shadows, it only opens your vision to them. So are we doing the right thing? What if we're missing something? Are you losing your resolve? No, it's just... Tanaka, the man who died, the one I was searching for, he always said a what if isn't good enough for a detective. I guess old habits die hard and there's still so much I don't understand. And you never will. It's a matter of faith, child. Okay, I'm ready. Emiko, please forgive me for leading you to those people and for what happened to you. I tried to save you, I tried. I pray you find peace. Grandma, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. As the ritual continued, I felt an overwhelming sadness. Like something had been ripped out of me that I would never find again. At that moment, the whispers of the mask turned to desperate, pleading screams. I closed my eyes and hugged myself like a child, feeling at that moment utterly engulfed in fear. Then there was silence. When I opened my eyes, the mask was split in two. I knew at that moment Kazuki was dead and had been all along. We all left the shrine in silence. I never returned. Nothing was quite right after that day. Reina's presence was gone, but I started to feel other things. The shadows began to take on new, fearful shapes. Tokyo began to change. Crime shot up and the murder rate peaked at an all-time high that year. The police were so swamped with the wave of violence that they reinstated me as a homicide detective. The investigation into me was dropped entirely. I quit within 6 months. Just didn't have the stomach for it anymore, and after what happened to Kazuki, I could never focus. What if the ritual was a mistake? What if everything that happened since is all my fault? Sometimes I wake up at night wondering if the world of the dark was the truth, and my life now was a dream, an afterimage after being exposed to bright flash. I don't go out much these days. I can't bear to face the real world. Achievement unlocked, the end of the mask. Well, based upon this, I'm feeling, yeah. Dang. I mean, talk about an unsatisfying ending. I don't know if that's my fault or if that's just how the game is. Like, I wonder how many different endings there are. You know, I'm gonna Google real quick. Because I want to know. Endings. Because, yeah, like, that's sad. There reaches a total of 11 endings! What? That's a lot. Okay, so let me just find ending achievements. I got the end of the mask. It doesn't actually tell me anything. Let's see. There are a total of 11 ending achievements. Some of them are very obvious to get, however, you only list them in this section. Revenge, only a child, reap what you sow, goodbye, I love you, I'll remember how you were, alone together, lost, nothing is real, becoming, the cat god's blessing, what? What? Sorry, I'm confused. I just want to read how I got what I got, you know? So I guess just while... Thank you to all 5,551 Kickstarter backers! Yeah, good work, backers. So I didn't get a violent ending or a professional ending. I didn't get a cat... What? No, I had to have gotten one of those. Oh no, I'm confused. Interesting, most interesting. Let me get my webcam back up. You're nothing but a crow feeding on the carrion that time leaves in its wake. Forgive me for not being an impartial spectator of human suffering. The woman had her own desires. I only gave her a little push. But the result, this cannot be. Not right at all. The mask rid from this world? I won't accept it. Why? What do you care? Shall I tell the reason it bothers you so? Because you gained nothing from this truth. But make no mistake, it is a truth, another possibility. Time is not a single thread, but a complex tapestry, pushed and formed into a picture by the forces of fate and chance. The different threads present a myriad of truths, but all an aspect of the same visage nonetheless. A myriad. Interesting, interesting. I would have thought one so interested in history would adhere to a single truth. On the contrary, if history has taught me anything, it is that there is no one truth. The deeper one gazes, the more complex it becomes. Yes, all are truth. All grant insight into the same puzzle. You're right, my old friend. Time is a spiral, and observe it long enough and we may yet learn something. No, she is not your plaything. It is not your decision. There is only one way this can end, only one way for the world to remain intact and stop the thing that's coming. It must be protected. The role must be performed. What? Stubborn, so stubborn. Allow me to ask you a question. I believe I know it already. You've asked it before. Indulge me. I asked her the same question. If the dancing puppet looks up and sees its strings, does it remain a puppet? What of fate and chance, then? I answer your riddle with one of my own. You see the storm clouds approaching, and though you can take shelter or alter your course, does the storm not come regardless? Ha! No fun. You've never tolerated my philosophical side. Nor you me when I tell you how things are. I suppose that's because we are one and the same. But what of her? All we can do is see, but eventually she will end up there. There is only one path which will hold the world together. New Game Plus? That's weird. So by only one path that will hold the world together, does that mean that only one ending is like a good ending? Is everything else like at best bittersweet? I don't understand. And I wonder, maybe you can't even get like the good ending until you do New Game Plus. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know what the good ending is. Like I said, I saw a number of like the achievement names for the different endings. 11 endings again. I don't know. Like, yeah, what was my ending? What did I get again? I don't remember what I got. Let me scroll up and check. The end of the mask, yeah. I'm just gonna Google that specifically. Ah, dang it, it just says like the end of the mask is one of the achievements. Yeah, duh. But I wanna know like why I get that. Well, that's one of the unfortunate things to me about games with multiple endings is I oftentimes just don't feel wholly satisfied with what I get just because I mean, chances are you're not going to get like the true ending your first playthrough, right? Um I do in some cases, of course. But chances are like cuz oftentimes it's so finicky where it's like if you do one thing wrong, then you just don't get it. And so it's admittedly a bummer for me. I was hoping for more like one, I was hoping for a happier ending, just because, yeah, you know, I went through all this. I would like to see a happier ending. I'd like to see Ito succeed or at least be able to move on. Not only that, though, there was just, like, such a lack of finality to it. You know? Like, even though it was the end, it didn't really seem like an ending. I mean, we burnt the mask, and so the mask was done, but apparently she still was tormented by shadows. They were just a little bit different, you know? And so, like, she wasn't happy. She quit her job. You know, there were a lot more murders and just crime in general in the area. So, like, none of that was positive. I was trying to do the more selfless thing by destroying the mask, and she hinted possibly, I mean, it could have been a hint, you know, because she was talking about how maybe the ritual isn't what we need, maybe we're missing something. Maybe I was. I don't know. I thought that I checked a lot of stuff, but, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm just a little bummed that I don't feel entirely satisfied with how this ended. I definitely don't have time to do another ending, let alone, you know, 10 other endings, especially considering how difficult they'd be. Like, even if I followed a guide, it would take me a long time to do all of that stuff. So I unfortunately can't do it. Maybe I will on my own at some point, but I definitely can't do it on my channel here. So it's just weird. Like, I wonder, like, obviously there are choices, like, in-game choices, kind of like, you know, do I go to the shrine to destroy the mask, or do I go to the sewer to pursue it, you know? Obviously there are those choices, but there are also choices that just lower your, you know, professionalism or your sanity or whatever, you know, that affect your stats, your spin. And so I wonder how much that affects everything. I wonder if, like, I could have made the same choices, but if I just had higher stats or lower stats, if I would have gotten a different ending. That kind of thing. I don't know. So it's weird. But yeah, I'm a little sad. I like Ito. I wanted her to have a better life, but apparently what I did for her was not enough to make that possible, so rip. But all in all, I did enjoy this game. Like, it might be a little too open-ended kind of thing for me. I guess I just am the kind of person that likes a little bit more resolution. Having multiple endings definitely allows for more playthroughs, but it just, again, it didn't seem definite enough for me. It wasn't final enough for me, where I'm not super happy with this ending. But I can appreciate, you know, different endings and where your choices really do matter to, like, such a big extent and that kind of thing. I just can't help but be a little bummed too. That's all it is. But yeah, I really like the art style. I liked the story. It got a little weird at points for sure, but that happens when you're dealing with supernatural stuff. And of course, when you're not entirely sure if it's actually something happening or if it's just the main character is a little insane by that point, even though my sanity was fine. I was stable. I did think it got a little too linear, especially near the end. Like, maybe it was that way throughout the game, but I've only really, you know, noticed it this playthrough as opposed to, like, my last recording session. So Yeah, very linear, especially when, you know, you're a detective and it's supposedly is supposed to encourage you to like go out and look around. When I could only go to one place, and oftentimes that one place would only have like one interactable thing. It's like, "Oh, I wonder where I'm supposed to go from here." And so there was like a ton of talking. I feel like there was more talking here than in the last one, like in my last recording session. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I felt like I had more investigative freedom and that kind of thing before. And it was a little more fun then. A little more fun to be able to figure out puzzles than here, where it was just like there were some places where I could either like use violence or go find another way. But finding another way there wasn't really anything tricky. It was more just like, well, you either do this or you go back and talk to this one person and then you're given the answer, that kind of thing. Like a lot of it near the end in particular just seemed, I mean, I wonder if it was even rushed a little bit in production. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I did like this game overall. If you guys would like to see it for yourself, there should be a link to the Steam store or to this game in the Steam store in the description below. You're free to, you know, purchase it for yourself, see what ending you get. Feel free to comment, let me know um, how your playthrough went and all that. And I think that's about all that I have to say here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this series. Of course, do let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. You know, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. And I will see you guys whenever I next see you. So thank you again. And with that, we're calling it here.
Cue outro, go!